Boker Tov. Oh, sorry, you don't speak Hebrew. Let me speak English for you guys in this new place, in this beautiful synagogue that we have here. Thank you so much for letting me speak, priest. Oh, it just means so much to be in this temple right now. Thank you so much, because as you can see by my lamb, this is my lamb. His name is Veal. Sorry, he's a little bit sheepish, so I like to hold him. As you can tell by my little lamb, that I'm a shepherd. I'm a normal shepherd. Just most of you here probably don't even know my name. I'm just a regular guy. I just tend for my sheep day and night, every day. How do you say in your tongue? I'm a blue-collar worker. Most people don't know who I am. I just tend for my sheep every day. And I'm actually surprised that the priest is allowing me to talk in here right now, because he's actually most priests don't like me because I don't get to go to temple on Saturdays. I don't get to go because I have to look after my sheep. Who's going to watch after them? The wolves? No. Me. And so there's a lot of times where I want to go to temple. I want to worship God, but I can't because I have to look after these. And so I just want to tell you about something interesting and something weird and something kind of amazing that happened to me the other day. And so normally when I walk around on the street, when I don't have to tend after my sheep, I walk around the street, I need to buy stuff in the market. And so I go and I see the weirdest things. Like I see people bowing down to these stone faces, these stone figures. I'm like, what are you guys doing? What? Are you praying to this clay stone figure thing? And it's weird because people burn things to it. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And so every time I've seen that, I'm like, is something gonna happen? And sometimes there's a day where I actually just hung out with my little lamb here, Veal, and we're watching these guys pray to these idols. And I was like, okay, let's see something happen. Let's see something miraculous happen. And nothing happened. And so it was weird. And so I was dwelling on that the other day, and I was hanging out with my fellow shepherd, David, King David, and we were just hanging out because it was nighttime, and we watch our sheep just every second that we can when we're not having to get groceries or something. And so we were sitting there, and then just out of nowhere, this angel appears right in front of us. And I'm not going to lie, nothing like that has ever happened in my life. I'm only 16. You can tell by my very light facial hair that I'm only a boy still. And I was startled. I was scared. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even know what an angel was. I did not have the words to say in English what it was. And so I was scared. Me and David both were scared. He didn't know what was going on. And I actually have a friend, because this angel said something to us. And I wrote it down for him because for some reason he wanted it. It's my friend Luke. He wanted me to write down all the stuff that was going on for some reason. And so I just wrote it down verbatim for him. I don't know what that weird guy's going to do with my words. And so I wrote down what happened. It's I was startled at first, and we were listening. And then after a few hours, I wrote it down because that was a powerful booming voice that came out of nowhere. So this shining human-like figure appeared before us, and it said, "Do not be afraid." Of course, that was the first thing it said, because it could see that we were trembling. I was gripping the sheep. It was almost dying in my grip. And it said, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all people." I mean, that sounds good. I want some joy. And so today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in clothes and lying in a manger. And so I was just like, whoa, that sounds amazing. That doesn't sound like something a piece of stone could say to me. I waited days with my little lamb right here, waiting for something cool to happen. But this appearing does not seem like something any man could do. And I don't think we have, as you people call the technology, to make holograms, I think as they're called yet. And so I was kind of stunned. What is this? What's going on? This seems kind of like a big deal, if some shiny thing, because I've never been able to make light come off my skin yet. And so I was shocked. And then before I even had a chance to turn over to David and just be like, dude, what is going on? Just out of nowhere, just even more angels, like 70 came out of nowhere, and just this choir of angels came. And as I said, this is for Luke, I wrote this down for him. And just out of nowhere, they said, "Glory to God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace to those whom his favor rests." And that was it. It's like a gate ripped open, and then all these like angels came out of nowhere and started just praising this. And I was just startled. And so I looked to David and I was like, let's go to Bethlehem. I don't have a donkey, not on my salary, and so we got to walk there. It'll take like 2-3 days, and so let's walk to Bethlehem. That doesn't seem like a minor thing. We can bring our sheep with us. We can eat some on the way. He's almost done, and so we'll be okay. And so we need to walk to Bethlehem. I want to see what this angel is talking about. These things don't just happen. I've never seen this before. It's like I heard once before this Baptist, his name was John, he was talking about someone coming that was before him, but after him. It was weird. And so I want to see what all this is about that everyone was talking about. I was so confused. And so we walked to Bethlehem. It's a long walk, okay? I don't know how many of you walk anymore, but walking, it takes time. And so it took a while, and so the entire time we were just discussing what we saw, and we were just really excited. And so we get to Bethlehem, and it's the people who are there, we see, I don't know, I was kind of expecting like a mansion or something, because this was big, but we go to this little tiny hotel. Actually, it's more like a motel. Actually, it's more like someone's apartment. And it's really rickety, and we go into the back, and we see Mary, and we see Joseph, and there's some angels kind of floating around, but they're not talking to me anymore. And the entire time, there's this gigantic star in the sky, and not to brag, but me and David, the shepherds, we were there first. And so we got there first, and we were just amazed at what we saw, because this entire time I had heard about God. I'd seen all these things, these stone idols, these people doing weird things, but I've never seen anything come out of it. And then this angel appears and says that this baby is the Messiah, and that doesn't just happen. Angels just don't appear and announce what's about to happen. And so I believe that this baby is going to save us. I believe this is the king that we deserve. And I am just so ecstatic about it. After I saw him, he was a little baby. We've all seen babies before. We were all babies once. And I saw him, and he just looked so innocent and just like me. He looked like a human. It was crazy. It was beyond what I could understand. I was like, I don't know how he's going to save us, but I really believe and trust that he will. And I just started sharing it with everyone around town that this baby, this Jesus Christ, is our king, and he is going to save us. He is the one who is going to deliver us from just all this hardships and just all these horrible things that are happening in the world. And I believe in him. I trust in him. And it just touched my heart so much, because there's so many more people that are deserving than me. There are the priests here. There are the tax collectors. They're rich and important. There are the farmers who don't like me. Farmers don't like me at all. And there are some farmers in here, but I'm not going to say who the farmers are. And so there are farmers. There's everyone. I am just the low bottom of the barrel. I know my place in society, and nobody remembers my name. It's like I'm a part of a great line of shepherds, but nobody knows my grandfather's name. I'm not recognized, and I'm okay with that. I'm a blue-collar worker, as you guys call it. And yet God was willing to send his son here for me. He was willing to let his son become a human for just an average guy who looks after sheep all day. I don't even go to church all the time. And he still was willing to do this for me. And that is just, it makes me so joyful to know that he loves me, because this didn't come out of some selfish idea. This could only come out of an act of love, to be able to make your son into a human, into what I am, into flesh and bone. For me, God is just amazing. And so I've just been going around to different synagogues and telling everyone that Jesus Christ is Lord. And and it doesn't matter who you are, because I'm pretty sure you can't get lower than me. I'm a shepherd. And he loves you. He sent his son here for you. You should go see him when you get the chance. He's beautiful. And so I just wanted to thank you so much, priest, for letting me talk. I just want to just tell you all just about how great Jesus is. I can't stop talking about it, how great he is. And so there are other synagogues I need to go to talk about this. And so thank you for the time. Shalom.